Welcome to Alley 55 Customs. I had a customer bring in his vehicle and his service engine soon light is on. It stays on constant, and I just thought I'd go over some of the points on the service engine soon light and how to fix it. All right, so the first thing to point out is if this light is yellow, it means that it's a minor issue. Drive to mechanic's workshop, or if you have an OBD2 code reader, a diagnostic tool, run the code yourself, fix the problem yourself. It's a lot easier and cheaper for you to do it. And now, if this light is red, your service engine soon light is red, that means there's a major issue with your vehicle. And I would pull it pretty much, if you're driving it, I would stop, turn off the engine, and I would get it towed to the closest mechanic for inspection. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some common causes of the service engine soon light. A lot of them are relatively inexpensive. You may have to buy some fluid or whatever, but this is where I would start. I would come out, pop open your hood of your vehicle, go underneath, check your fluids and stuff. Do not open this when it's hot. This is your antifreeze. So on your radiator, do not open it while it's hot, because I've seen people get extremely hurt by the pressure built up inside of your radiator and all that, and it's not a good thing. So I would check your fluids, let this cool down a little bit, and then come back out and check your fluids. But check to make sure that your antifreeze is topped off to the right manufacturer's spec. The other thing is automatic transmission fluid. That's another thing that you're going to want to check. Any of these fluids will trigger up that light. Here's your brake fluid is another one too. So you want to make sure that it's sitting at the right proper level. Here's your power steering fluid. You want to take and pull that out, and take a look to see on your dipstick if it's the right fluid level. The other thing too is even like, something as easy as your windshield washer fluid. If that's low, I've seen that trigger that up. And also, last but not least, I would go in and check your oil, pull your dipstick and check to see if that's low. Again, I would do this when it's cold. First thing in the morning is the best time to do it. That way the oil's settled and you can actually see what, if you need to add it, or, if it's perfect. But any of the fluid levels will trigger up, if it goes low on you, it'll trigger up that service engine soon light. Now, another thing too that's a very simple fix is check your gas cap. A lot of times people, what they'll do is they'll actually go to a gas station and they'll fill up their vehicle, and then when they put it on, they set it on there and then just turn it a little bit. And a lot of these will say tighten past and click. See, tighten past 3 clicks. So if you stick this on here, if this is just sitting there, or if it's loose and it's only like that, and you don't hear a click, then that will also trigger up your service engine soon light. So what you want to do is just take it off, pop it back on, spin it until you hear it click. And then go back in after you've done your fluid check and all that stuff. Go back in and check to see if your service engine soon light goes out. Okay, so the next thing I would check if your service engine soon light hasn't gone out yet is I would check your mass airflow sensor. Your mass airflow sensor is located in the throttle body or right before the throttle body as a separate piece. So what you want to do is you want to go to your air cleaner, find your air cleaner, and then just follow the intake back into your throttle body. And then either there's a separate piece sitting here, or there's going to be your sensor will be in the throttle body itself. What I would do is take that out and I would clean it. Now here's the big thing. Clean it only with mass airflow cleaner. If you use anything else other than a mass airflow cleaner, it will ruin your mass airflow sensor. So just use mass airflow cleaner, which is found at any of your local auto parts store. Or if you want to, you can just buy it brand new and replace this piece and put it in there. A real quick fix though is to just spray it down. So if you pull this out, you can just spray it down and pop it back in and see if that service engine soon light goes out. Okay, so if you've gone through, checked all your fluid levels, you've checked your gas cap, cleaned out your mass airflow sensor, the next thing that I would do is, if you have a OBD2 code reader, I would run your codes, because good indication, if you have an O2 sensor that is bad, and it will pop up, it'll pick that up. If you do not have an OBD2 code reader, go to your local auto parts store. A lot of times they will actually have one, and they'll run the codes for you for free. This way you can kind of get an indication of what's going on. Now, if an oxygen sensor pops up, it may be like bank 1, sensor 1, bank 1, sensor 2, bank 2, sensor 1, bank 2, sensor 2. So if it's one of those, go ahead and replace that particular sensor, the O2 sensor, and clear the codes. Because the thing is O2 sensors are not that cheap. So then I would actually go in and pull the O2 sensor and replace it with one O2 sensor after you've figured out which one it was. Because if you're going to replace all four, it's kind of expensive. Now, I'm not going to crawl into the vehicle and show you it, but they are usually before the catalytic converter, or after the catalytic converter, or in the catalytic converter. And that would be underneath your vehicle. So if you follow your exhaust pipes down, you'll have your mufflers and your catalytic converters. So if you find your catalytic converter, you'll see that there's usually one right around that area, and then there's usually one that comes right out of your exhaust manifolds, which is right off your engine. There should be like one on each side. Depends on your size motor. But anyways, run your codes on that. Replace your O2 sensor if it's bad. Then clear out your O2 sensors. The next thing, if that doesn't fix it, then I would go through and I would change out all your spark plugs. Because here's the thing, if you have one fouled out spark plug, it'll throw that service engine soon light. And if you have one bad spark plug, then there's a good chance that you have a bunch of them coming up that are going to foul out on you. And so it's not a bad thing. If you haven't changed out your spark plugs in a while, go ahead and do that. That's another thing that will clear out that service engine soon light. So, and if you still have underlying problems, go to a mechanic after that. It might be something a little more in depth, but usually the things that I just stated to you will fix that issue. Give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel. We have a ton of videos coming up. You'll see all our new videos. We've got some really in-depth things that we're going to be doing. We got some giveaways that we're going to be doing also. So subscribe, like, and have a good day.